Today I'll be ranking every LEGO Star Wars set from the year 2002. Let's go. Now that we've reached 2002, it is the year of Attack of the Clones, and one of the first sets we see, the Jedi Duel, this is a goated one. The introduction of Yoda, one of the most goated figures of all time. The introduction of Dooku with an amazing curved saber they did not need to do. Plus his speeder's pretty cool. I don't really care about that little side build, but this is dope. This is 9 out of 10. While not as special as the last, the Tusken Raider encounter. 2 Tusken Raiders, cool speeder bike, Anakin Skywalker. It's pretty dang good. This is an 8 out of 10 for me. And then I'm not so high on the Cloud Car. I get that we get the Cloud City this year, but the Cloud Car, at least you get Lobot. The set's just kinda ugly and bland. It's a 3 out of 10. And we're just gonna get out of the way. I think Bounty Hunter Pursuit is the first 10 out of 10 LEGO Star Wars that's ever dropped. The ships look amazing, the figures are great. Maybe it's also the fact we've never gotten another one since, but this set, perfect to me. And while this one is good, it upgraded the speeder bikes a little bit. It just doesn't have a whole lot. I do think the glider's really good, but the Ewoks do need some work. So this is a 7 out of 10 for me. And then for Jedi Starfighter, yeah, it's good, but it's also very, very flat. Every other one has the angle to it and it makes them look better. So for this one, even 5 out of 10 for me. 2002 had a weird case of re-releases, so 7 out of 10, same as before. And the X-Wing's still a 6 out of 10, nothing really changes. But then we get interesting, Jango Slave 1. Until this year, we're not getting another one of these. And for the design, it still looks pretty good. Jango figure legendary, not one of my favorites, but still a 9 out of 10. And this should be absolutely legendary. This should be a 10 out of 10, but I'm not gonna lie. The idea that this gunship can just open up in the front for the play feature is just so weird to me. So this is a 9 out of 10. Otherwise, blue figures, Jedi Bob, Droideka, Clone Troopers, this is a perfect set. Last year, LEGO gave us a Maul bust, and this time they gave us a full Yoda. And they've released Yodas, or at least Grogu since then, that just look way better than this. The face on this is super freaky looking, and on the face alone, I gotta give this a 4 out of 10. But now swapping over to something that's a little quaint, just a couple little builds, but you definitely know that that's that Death Star throne room. Nothing special, but it's a nice 6 out of 10. This one I actually own sealed, but it's very much not special at all. Just because the blandness of the build alone, I'm giving this a 4 out of 10. This might be a disgustingly simple set on the surface, but the fact that LEGO nailed the Droideka and has never managed to make a better one since kind of proves that this is great. I wish there was a build involved, but since there isn't, it's an 8 out of 10 for me. And even though there's a build involved in this one, it's not too special, but I'll give them credit. The 2 droids are really cool, so 6 out of 10 on this. Look at what they did to my boy. We're back in the trenches with this one. I thought the Stormtrooper was bad. This might be a new low. 1 out of 10. For a while we were getting the low of the low with these Technic sets, and while the legs do look really skinny and lame here, the helmet, the body, even the pistols, pretty decent, I'm not gonna lie. It's a 6 out of 10 for me. And the Vader somehow looks even better. If it wasn't for the claw hands, I'd give this a pretty high score, but it's like a 7 out of 10. And while the Super Battle Droid is the worst of these 3, it's still miles better than the other ones, so it's still a 5 out of 10. When I originally started 2002, I remembered it for sets like this. Chrome, sleek, perfect. Not the Technic side builds that tank the score for the year, but this one in particular, 10 out of 10. It's the second one we've ever gotten. And this makes a pretty good run-in for another top tier LEGO Star Wars set. But I just see what the new UCS Star Destroyer looks like, and I know that that's a 10, so in turn, this one isn't. So it's about an 8. 2002 ends with duo sets, and this is easily the worst. You get a 1 out of 10 and a 1 out of 10, so a 2 out of 10, sure. And then this combo set is so obscure that Brickset doesn't have a high enough quality picture to put on their website. But yeah, of course they don't, because this box design looks garbage. It's a 5 out of 10. It's worse than both of the sets on their own. But then this bad boy's interesting. I think everybody knows about this as being disgustingly rare. And yeah, I'll admit, it's kind of cool. It's still a 9 out of 10. The carrier case doesn't make it a 10. And after all that's said and done, there's 24 sets in 2002 with a score of 154 out of 240. which rounds out to about a 64%. Seems like for these early years where they're still getting a hold of what they can do with the product without any of the new molds, without any of the progression we have today, they fold just a little bit in certain aspects, and it's mostly with the design. With those Technic sets, some of them just tanked the scores on the last 2 years tremendously. But in this year, we also saw our first 10 out of 10s, and it wasn't just one set, it was 2 of them. And I can promise you, we're going to get some 10s, and I'm even going to be scoring some sets 11 out of 10s because they are just that good. And shout out to my friend Andy, because he said it was a good idea to just throw it compared to all other years on the screen. And as you can see on the 4 years we have so far, it is second place, which I think might actually be on track. Of course, if they didn't have the bad Technic sets, it would be above 2,000, and I think that's completely correct. But you have to grade the year on the whole, so that's the score I'm giving it. And it also does suck because I do not think the scores are going to go crazily much higher in the next few years because we're getting introduced to micro builds, micro fighters, mini builds. They're not the most interesting of sets, so our scores aren't going to be 9s, 10s across the board. But let me know what you think about these sets, and I'll see y'all in the next episode. Peace.